Tensura X Coat. The God and the Genius by Tempest_Moon. Chapter 14 The Act of Deception. Rimuru Pav. That was fun. Sitting while the teacher discussed her lesson in front of us, I started recalling the events that took place earlier. Seal. Do you think that Kushida would still betray us? There is a high possibility of that. I see. She's probably right though. Kushida only agreed to work with me because I have the footage of her attempting to kill me. So I guess she won't try anything for the time being. Well, in any case, I'll use Kushida to my entertainment until my threat wears off. She'd probably try something stupid again. As you wish. I'll inform you, Master, if anything goes wrong. Thank you. Now what? Should I add another student on my deck? If so, then who's the best candidate in here? Kushida, Ayano-koji, Horikita and even Koenji have an innate talents as an honor students. There are also some students who excel in different ways, so it's a kind of laughable to think that those guys are part of Class D. This school doesn't evaluate students by their talents and academic performance alone. They even included their flaws in the evaluation. I smiled as I observed the class. Everyone was now diligently taking notes and almost everyone is present. When I turned my eyes on the door, I saw Koenji, who is sitting casually like he's at home on the chair. Looks like I found my new target. Kushida will now work for me whether she liked it or not. But her alone is not enough for me, so I was set on finding another person I can include on my little plans. Seal. Do you think we can get Koenji to work with us too? That's going to be a hard if Master doesn't use any supernatural intervention. Supernatural intervention. When you say supernatural intervention, did you mean to use thought guidance on him? If it's the case, then that would be boring, isn't it? I know that what I've been doing is really unfair, but I'm not that cruel enough to change the will of one person by using supernatural power that doesn't even exist in this world. Yes. But if Master doesn't like the idea, we can just do it in normal way. If there's a way that we can get him to our side without the use of mind spell or something, then that's a win for me. As your wish. I'm not really against manipulation, but using such overpowered skill to make it easy will just going to be boring for me. I mean, where is even the fun in that? After thinking of ways to proceed with my entertainment, the lunch break was called and most of the students left the classroom. I approached the boys who Kyo talked about earlier and gave them a friendly smile that I could make. Sudokan, do you have a moment? When I called out to Sudo, he turned towards me with a surprised look on his face. It seems like he doesn't expect to get called by me out of nowhere, so his reaction was in the state of shock. What's wrong? Is there something on my face? I asked because he was staring at me for much longer than I thought. When he realized what he was doing, he suddenly apologized to me. While he was doing it, the other boys who noticed our interaction approached us. Sudo, did you do something to our princess? Princess. Is that my title now? The one who yelled that was the guy named Ike. He was followed by a student named Yamauchi who I always see hanging out with him. Please stop that. I don't like being called a princess. But you are a princess. He still insisted, even though I told him not to. The other two didn't refute it and looked like in agreement with him. Tempest-san, as far as I know you are the princess of Class D. And because of that, please give me the chance to become your knight in shining armor. This made both of his friends freeze. He looked so happy saying those words that he disregarded the possibilities of me beating him up. What a knucklehead. But I guess this can make things easier. Before I could throw punches, I recalled Kyo's request earlier, so I made a little plan of my own. I don't really need a knight in shining armor because I'm not a damsel in distress. But I would say this though. He looked disappointed, but I didn't even care. The other two paid closer attention to what might happen and are preparing to make a run for it. Would you three mind to join me on my little thing? This perked up their attention and now anticipating on what I will offer. Ike on the other hand are now drooling while looking at me. These boys are far too excited for their own good. I'm confident that they won't deny what I will ask them, but seeing their faces, especially Ike, is making my stomach hurt. Curse Kyo. Well, I guess I made him a promise to help out when he needed it. After cursing them all in my mind, I made my declaration. I want you guys to join me on the study session. I said while showing a dignified expression. They were surprised after hearing it but did not spoke any words. Well, I tried. After a few seconds, Sudo, who have been listening for a while, spoke up. Tempest-san. Why would you want us to join? I thought you don't like loser like us to interrupt your study group. I don't recall saying I don't like letting students with low academics to join me. Where did that even came from? I never said that, didn't I? In fact, I said in the previous days that I want to help the class progress, remember? The three looked at each other and looked back at me. Then after that, Ike is the next one to speak. Yeah, we remember that. But, I thought it's just your excuse to get closer to Harada. He said in a confused manner which made me feel irritated for a second. That's some wild assumptions there, buddy. Look, my intentions are genuine. I want to help the class improve because you dumbasses can't even help yourselves. Oops. Clearly, my rebuttal made their faces frown. So to manage the situation, I offered them a helping hand in a kind way possible. I'm sorry, that's mean of me. But it's annoying to hear crazy accusations out of nowhere, you know. I want to help the class, so I'm willing to help you guys improve. Please don't think of this the wrong way. Their frowning face calmed down after giving them my sincere apology. I made a teary-eyed face and the three of them came closer to comfort me. You don't have to apologize, Tempest-san. It's our fault, so there's no need for you to apologize. We get it now, so I'm thankful that you want to help us learn. Sudo said while trying to cheer me up. He seems reasonable enough when not being agitated, huh? So would you mind joining me on this study session? You didn't join before, so I thought I would ask you guys to join. We would love to, Tempest-san. Please take care of us. Yamauchi, who has been silent this whole time, said in a cheerful manner, in which the two followed suit. Okay then, I'm happy. We'll meet later after classes ends this afternoon. Is that okay? Yeah, sure. After our conversation, I can see Kyo looking at me with his blank expressionless eyes. He saw that, right? What is he thinking now? I approached his seat and after I arrived, I looked towards the person sitting beside him. Horikita-san, you don't mind if I joined your study group later, right? I've successfully gathered those guys, so it's fine, right? She looked at me with disapproving face and said. It would be preferable if you didn't. I'll guarantee that you'd only cause distraction if you joined our study group. This girl has been mean to me ever since day one and it's starting to piss me off. Even when I tried my best gathering them. Are you really going to cast me out just like that? I asked her with a slight pain on my voice. She didn't mind though, based on her looks, which says I don't care what you feel. You don't really need to study, do you? You've got perfect scores on the mock exams, so I think it's much better if you just mind your own business. Wow. Is this girl serious right now? Horikita, that's enough. We asked Tempest-san for her help, so I think it's reasonable enough to let her join. Kyo, who has been listening, spoke in my place. Horikita stopped for a moment and looked at me. Fine. You can join us. But make sure you don't distract them, okay? She said after giving in. Both of them got up and grabbed their bags. If you guys don't mind, may I join you for lunch today? With my polite request, Horikita looked annoyed while Kyo didn't seem to mind. Can't you just eat by yourself? Also, you've got plenty of friends, right? That's true. But I want to eat with you guys. With Horikita's clear rejection, I still tried to join them. Seeing my persistence, Horikita gave up and let me follow them. Walking with friends is fun, right? I don't recall us being friends. I didn't mind her comment and just let it pass through my ears. After arriving at the cafeteria, we saw many students hanging around the place. I can see the three idiots on one table eating their foods and other students are also doing the same thing. It's packed right now, huh? Look at Sudo's seat over there. It looks like they have extras. After saying that, Horikita and Kyo looked at where I was pointing and didn't say any words. I didn't think twice as I grabbed both of their arms and dragged them towards the seat. Hello, Sudokan, mind having a sit here? I said as I pointed towards the available seats. They were startled at first, but gave us the seats when they recognized who we are. I sat happily on the chair and Horikita and Kyo did the same. Horikita might have some dissatisfaction about this, but thankfully she didn't voice it out. Yamauchi, I'm eating with the princess, can you imagine that? Stop being weird, Ike, or else you will drive her off. I can hear the whispers of those two but pretended that I did not, for my own sake. You guys already got your food. Well, I guess I can buy some for me too. I said as I stood up from my chair. Unfortunately, something unexpected happened which caused some ruckus inside the cafeteria. Look what you did. You ruined my uniform and spilled my coffee. I crashed against a group of students who were carrying their food tray. The guy the first stumbled into was pretty mad at me and are ready to throw fist. You're going to pay for this. he said as he tried to grab my collar. But before he could reach it, Sudo stood up and pushed the guy away. Hey, what do you think you're doing? He shouted in a irritated voice. The attention of the students present in the cafeteria was now directed at us and we became the center of attention right at this moment. Back off redhead or else you're gonna regret it. The student said in an intimidating tone towards Sudo who are now clearly pissed at this whole ordeal. Oh yeah, what are you gonna do about it? The other students surrounded him but before they could do it, I stood in front of Sudo. I'm so sorry about that. It was an accident so as for compensation, I will repay you for your lost food. I said while trying to reach my phone. I looked at them but they only glared at me. Wait a minute, she's the girl we encountered at the convenience store right? Yeah you're right. Her, the one who stood against and insulted Ryuan. Fu. Now that they remembered, let's see what they're going to do now. That little slip up earlier may or may not have been intentional. The truth is, I already saw them coming this way so I thought it's funny messing with them. Man, who knew that this would turn out like this? I guess it's better than I expected. There are a tense atmosphere surrounding us. The other bystanders who were only watching started murmuring after they heard the name Ryuan. Is he serious? Did she really messed against Ryuan? Oh man, she's dead. Such conversations was thrown at me from the crowd. The group who I believe belonged to Class C started giving me a menacing smiles as they looked at me. You certainly does belong to Class D. Someone such as stupid as you and clumsy will never pass our class. He said in a boldly loud tone which was heard by the entire students who were present in the cafeteria. Watch your mouth. Tempestson perfectly answered the mock test which we barely even passed so don't say she's stupid. Sudo who are now boiling in anger clenched his fist and gritted his teeth while glaring at the Class C students. You think we care? She may have perfected it but the fact that she's part of Class D also makes her part of the stupid delinquent like you. What did you say? After that statement, Sudo can no longer contain his anger and are ready to pounce at the boys, but before he could do it I stopped him on his track. Sudokan please don't. Thank you for standing up for me but please, don't make irrational decisions. I said in a teary-eyed and pained expression while looking at him. I can see that he totally pitied me and are ready to take revenge on whoever hurts me right away. Fu. I think he could work too. Thankfully he stopped and listened to me. He then backed down and just kept glaring at the boys. Kyo and Horikita only watched at the sidelines and didn't make any moves to help me out. What now tough guy? Looks like you're only a dog who takes order from his master aren't you? The student said in a provocative tone. Sudo who now calmed down, started to feel irritated again. But this time, Aiken Yamauchi stood up and stopped Sudo from doing something stupid. That's enough all of you. Any more of this then I'll be forced to call the security. Out of nowhere, a student who I am completely familiar with entered the scene. She has a pinkish blonde hair and her body was far more feminine than any other girls in our class besides mine. Ichinos, stay out of this if you don't want to get the wrath of Ryuan. The boys turned their attention towards Ichinos who only smiled at them without a care about their threats. I don't care. Causing troubles can lower your class points remember. And if you still continue then I'm afraid I'll have to call someone to stop this. She said without fear. The other students wasn't even surprised on how she talked towards them and it looks like she wasn't even afraid facing against a delinquent like Ryuan. TCH. Whatever. You guys won't even pass anyway. The guy snickered at us and his friends also did the same. This annoyed Sudo further and he shouted. We will beat you guys up you'll see. We are studying right now to increase our chances so you guys better prepare yourselves. This made the boys laugh. The guy who seems to be the one leading this conversation said something interesting. You fool. We will just have to review what's on the test so there's no need to conduct this stupid group study session. Huh. Horikita who has been silent for some time spoke with such bewilderment on her face. With her reaction, the boy spoke again. Wait a minute. Don't tell me that you don't know what's on the test. If that's the case then it's gonna be fun seeing how many of you loser gets kicked out. That's enough of your garbage. I'll kill you. Sudo jumped towards them but was suddenly stopped by Aiken Yamauchi. Ha. Whatever dude. We'll see you soon. After that mess, the Class C students left the cafeteria and everything started coming back to normal. I'm sorry for causing everyone trouble. That was a truly shameful sight of me. I spoke in a barely audible voice which is heard by the three idiots, Horikita, Kyo, and Ichinos. They stared at me for a moment and then Horikita started snickered mockingly at me. It truly was a shameful sight. Looks like you're not the perfect little angel that our classmates always brags about, huh? Shock was filled in the three boys' faces when they heard what she said to me. Hey, that's not nice, Horikita. Yeah, Tempest-san didn't deserve that. Ike and Yamauchi instantly came to the rescue and defended me against Horikita. Hemp. I was just stating what I saw earlier, is that wrong? Before the three could start beating Horikita up, I spoke in a slightly quivering voice. She's right. I'm stupid anyways. I'll better go now. I turned my back as soon as I said those words. The three tried to stop me but did not succeed. I left the cafeteria and headed towards the bathroom. Man, that sucks. Kyo didn't even made any moves in there. Looking at the mirror in front of me, I opened the faucet and cleaned my hand with the running water. Did he notice my intention? If that's the case, then his intuition is scary. It made me wonder a bit. Kyo promised that he would help me out if I needed, but earlier, it looks like he deemed it unnecessary. Is my acting that readable? Or is there any kinds of reason why he did not help me? I was expecting him to stand up for me even a little bit, but it didn't happen. I really thought that he would use the chance to gain my trust, but it looks like he was too cautious enough to make a scene. That is correct. Out of nowhere my partner said, and it startled me a bit. What do you mean, Seal? Ayanokoji doesn't trust Master, but he is willing to make a good use of you if he had the chance. Therefore, he didn't took the approach to help you because the benefits would be too low for him. Too low. Oh, so that's what you mean. I laughed after I realized what's going on. He wanted a peaceful life, no wonder he didn't dare confront those dudes. Ayanokoji always wanted to be in the background, so it was no surprise that he didn't help me in front of that many people. It would only bring him trouble if he did. Foo. Then if that's the case, then why don't we drag him out in the open? I think it can be fun in a lot of ways, right? We could do that, but that's not advisable at this moment. I'll advise Master to strengthen his position in the school until further notice so that no matter what Ayanokoji throws at Master, he can defend against it. Well, if you say so. Then I guess I could play around with the other students in here. I'm just gonna throw it in here so that anyone who is confused can understand. Rimuru is a she and her when talking with other people, but when he talks with Seal, I'm gonna use he and his. That's all. After I'm done managing my thoughts, someone arrived at the bathroom. It was only me inside, so it made me curious on who it was. Tempest-san, I didn't expect seeing you here. Have you finished eating yet? No. But I'll be fine, Kushida-san. What about you? Are you taking a pee? No. Just gonna wash my face, that's all. After our small talk, Kuhida then stepped towards the faucet and placed her bag on the side of the sink. She started to clean her face after opening the faucet. Meanwhile, I was almost done at wiping my hands with a handkerchief I got from my bag. Tempest-san, do you have a moment? Yeah. What's up? She turned of the faucet and faced me with her deadly serious eyes. I didn't feel anything about it, so I just didn't mind. What are you going to do if I expel one of our classmates? Is that what she wants to talk about? I wonder who this student was. It depends on the student. Do you hate someone in this school other than me? She then started laughing and it made me curious more. Ha ha ha. I see that you're no idiot at all, like what they said in the cafeteria earlier. And for your question, yes, I'm planning to expel Horikita from this school. Are you fine with that? I see. It seems like that brat already made an enemy out of you, huh? I don't really mind at all. In fact, I'm rooting for you. I said in an encouraging tone in my voice. She was taken aback for a moment though, because she doesn't think I would agree that easily. I thought you wanted to reach Class A. If I expel Horikita now, there's a chance that we never reach Class A, you know. Perceptive, huh? Looks like I underestimated you. That's a praisable intuition you got there, Kushida-san. Anyways, you're right, but I don't care. Clear shock was emitted on her face. She looks genuinely surprised by my reply. What do you mean? I thought you've always wanted to reach Class A. That's you're working so hard with the class, right? Foo. Well, working with class is fun, but seeing this kind of rivalry makes it more entertaining. And besides, are you even sure you can expel her out of this school? My comment irritated her a bit. I disregarded her displeased face and just smiled. I'll make sure that she's out of this school, that's why I'm telling you to not go against my way. Fuhahaha. Sure, Kushida-san, I'll not obstruct you on what you're doing. I mean, it's your fun after all. But let me give you a bit of information, would you like to hear it? My clear answer that I won't be messing with her plans made her calm down a bit. After hearing my question, Kushida nodded and listened closer to me. If you really want to expel Horikita, then you need to watch out for Kyo. They're working together and I'm telling you right now, Kyo is not someone you should underestimate. She didn't give me any weird look or mocked me but just listened instead. After I was done, I took my things and started to leave. But before I left, I asked Kushida something. Kushida-san, would you mind helping Horikita and Kyo by gathering Sudo and his friends? They will meet up at the library after class, so I want you to join them on their study group. And please tell them that I can't join. Are you asking me a favor or is that an order? I looked back at her and gave her a menacing smile. What do you think? Kiyotaka Pav. After eating my lunch with Horikita, we parted ways. I still have some time until the afternoon class starts, so I wandered around the hallway of the school. She really is a trickster, isn't she? Seeing Rimuru in a weak state makes me wonder if it's real or not. But based on my experience hanging out with her, she's not someone that can be broken by just a few words coming out from a random student. She didn't get intimidated by Kushida, who shows a clear hostility against her, so why would she be threatened by a group of guys who are trying mess with her head? Kushida was ready to kill her that day, but she acted like Kushida is nothing but toddler making a tantrum. That reminds me. Rimuru is right about the cameras, huh? Looks like this school is really sneaky with their stuff. After my conversation with Rimuru that night, I started my investigation after I arrived at school earlier this morning. There were 4 cameras positioned in a hidden spot where normal people would not bother to look for. Someone with that kind of talent are not to be messed with. So her being overwhelmed by guys must be some sort of ploy. I trusted my judgment, so I didn't give her a helping hand earlier. I believe that she's capable of getting out of that situation on her own, so there's no need for me to intervene. Besides, standing up for her would only bring attention towards me, who is a nobody from Class D. She's popular, so she's often the talk of the class. So if I went and became her knight in a shining armor, then it's possible that I might get targeted by hate from the boys of our class. If I did that, then my peaceful life that I've always wanted to have would be over in seconds. After getting lost in my own thoughts, I saw Rimuru's back on the hallway. Her hair was in a pigtail style with a black ribbons on it. Similar to Milam. Tempestson. Where are you going? When I called out for her, she turned around towards me and smiled. Is she mad? What's up, Kyo? Where is Horikita? She said she wants to meet with Chiabashira earlier, so we parted ways after lunch. I see. After I catches up with Rimuru, we started walking in the same pace. I looked at her, who only looked straight, and I decided to open up a conversation, which is a rare thing for me to do. Are you okay? What do you mean? She kept staring in front of us without giving me a glance. Earlier, those students said some hurtful things towards you, and even Horikita said bad things about you. So I thought I'd ask if you're okay. Is that so? Well, thanks for worrying about me. I'd be much more thankful though if you did that earlier, you know. I see. So she's mad. I guess it's my fault because we promised that we'd help each other and I didn't give her a hand, even though she accepted my request of helping me gather those guys. I'm sorry. That's probably not enough. Well, at least I tried. It's okay, Kyo. I guess it must be a pain helping me out anyways. She said in a saddened tone of voice. She kept staring forward while saying those words. Is she really mad? What do I do now? That's not true. I really did wanted to help you out, but you've already got 3 of our classmates on your side, so I thought it was no longer necessary for me to butt in. I see. Well, thanks for the thoughts. This is bad. She's really mad. This could pose a problem to me if not taken care of right now, so I decided to make my move. Tempestson, have you taken your lunch? No, I don't plan to. I think I could handle it until class ends. Oh, that reminds me, I'll pass this afternoon session because something came up and I have to attend it. If she leaves, then what are we going to do later then? Rimuru was the one who gathered those boys for the study session, and without her, those guys wouldn't last a minute in there. Okay. I'll tell Horikita the change of plans. Right now, how about we grab something to eat? Is this how you do it? I thought you ate already. But if you insist, then I don't mind grabbing food from the cafeteria. That's easy, I guess. Wait a minute, is there some kind of play in here? You're quick to change your mind, huh? Shall we go now? Fufu. Sure, let's head there. She is now looking at me with her friendly smiling face. Her dampened expression was now gone, and now we are talking while eating what we just have ordered. Tempest-san, when do you think we can reschedule our study session? I'll have to inform Horikita about that too, I said while looking at her eating her fries. What do you mean reschedule? You're still going to have a study session after class. I already asked Kushida about it, so there's no need to worry. Kushida. Why would she ask her of all people? Tempest-san. I thought Kushida hated you. Did you two made up already? Foo. We sure did, and it was funny how we made up, you know. I wish you were there to see it. You'd probably joined us too if you were. Join them. What kind of making up is that? I'd probably not know. Anyways, thank you for helping me, even though I couldn't do the same for you. I told you it's fine. You're gonna soil this food if you keep doing that. I think that's enough. I drank my ordered soda while looking around the cafeteria. She also did the same, but when I looked at her, she was staring at the direction of one student. Say Kyo. Did you remember what that student said? Yes. He said if we don't know about the content of the exam, right? Well, Horikita was curious about that too, so she went to Chiabashira-sensei to ask. I said while staring at her. I see, that's what it was. Well then, what are your thoughts about it? With her question, I started thinking for a bit and replied. Well, I'm curious on how they got the information of the exams, that's for sure. Even that girl who stopped the fight didn't seem too surprised by the boy's statement, which led me to believe that it was no longer a news in this school. She smiled and turned her attention towards me. She took a bite of her burger and after swallowing she spoke to me. Very perceptive, I like that. If that's the case, we just need to find out about the source who gave out the content of the exams, right? That's true. If it was already known in different classes, there's a possibility that the source was already circulating in the school and Class D are the only who got left behind. But if we are talking about the people who would leak something like exams, then the only possible students are the ones higher than our class. After giving it much thought, I made up my mind and looked again towards Rimuru. But she didn't look back but just kept her gaze towards the student who is eating alone by himself. How about we try asking him? Did she already caught on? I guess she really is something I should never underestimate. I mean, sure. When she asked me and I accepted, we then approached the student who was by himself. What is it? Get lost if you don't have something to say. The boy, which I believe a second year, stared at a moment and started sending us away. We just wanted to ask you about something. Sorry if we're bothering you. It's fine. What is it? Rimuru started the conversation and surprisingly he responded much calmer now. He can't resist the charm of a cute girl, huh? Rimuru then started buttering him up with a lot of praises. I can see that he was very pleased, to say the least. After that, Rimuru then turned the conversation towards me. Tempest-san said that you have something to say to me. The second year asked me curiously, in which I replied with a direct question. Can you sell us the previous exam? We'd offer a good price, you know. With my question, he doesn't seem surprised at all. With his reaction, it looks like it was a normal thing to buy out exams like that. This school said that we can buy anything with the use of our points, but it's kind of shocking that we can also buy things that can be considered as cheating. Fine. I'll sell it to you for 10,000 points. I don't usually go that lower, but since Tempest-san have been such a nice junior, I'm willing to cut you guys some slack. After our exchange, I already got the papers and now Rimuru and I are now heading towards our class. This is amazing, isn't it? To just buy old exams are just too mind-blowing for me. Well, not really. Foo. I guess you're right. But as long as the school allows it, then it's probably fine. That's true. There was a moment of silence between us. The afternoon class will begin in a couple of minutes, so we fasten up our pace. Tempest-san. I hope no one gets expelled in our class after the exam. The feeling is mutual, Kyo. Her smile was supposed to make anyone feel better, but what I can see was a dangerous person who masks herself with this kind aura around her. Rimuru. No matter what you do. We arrived at our classroom and I sat on my chair. While doing so, I looked at Rimuru's back with any expression on my face. I'm never going to lose against you.